Jamie and big brother Leo had already said their good nights. Pyjamas were on and their teeth were all clean. They soon had to turn out the lights. So Leo climbed up to his bunk bed whilst Jamie lay down on his sheet, and all you could hear were cicadas outside, not creaking to quite the same beat. Then suddenly silence was broken. "My polar bear won," came the bawl. So big brother Leo shot upright and clobbered his head on the wall. "He should be right here," panicked Jamie. "He's missing. He wouldn't just go." "Oh, suffering catfish," sighed Leo. They searched the whole room, high and low. "Well, when did you last have him with you?" asked Leo, still rubbing his head. "We played cops and robbers with Grandpa, and then I put Polar to bed." "He must have been beaten up by goblins," cried Jamie in trembling tones, "or stolen by horrible monsters who'll eat him and spit out the bones." "Oh, Jamie," said Leo, "that's cuckoo. Look, take Polar too. He's the same. You don't need them both. They're identical twins. The only thing different's the name." Jamie looked deeply offended. "Not true," he wailed. Then he got mad. "My bears are as different as brothers can be. I must have them both or I'm sad. Goblins have got him, I know it, or monsters who'll give him a fright. He needs me to snuggle, to hug and to love. Let's find him before there's no light." "We'll go and ask Mummy and Daddy," said Jamie, who'd made up his mind. "But Jamie," said Leo, "they're always annoyed when we lose things that they have to find." "Don't worry," said Leo to Jamie and gave him a comforting squeeze. "I'll help if it really is urgent. You just can't tell anyone, please. Hold on to my hand really tightly, but don't be afraid when we fall. We'll travel quite fast, but it's usually safe." The dog whined and barked in the hall. "Oh, Poppy," warned Leo, "be quiet." He pulled up the rug by the bed. Beneath was a sign in unusual print. "Adventures await you," it said. He got it from Grandpa last birthday, who owned it when he was a lad. And now it was Leo's big secret, the best one that he'd had. So if you were wishing to travel, you'd take this old rug for a ride. Just think of the house that you'd like to be in, and that's where you'd end up outside. To find yourself home again quickly, you just have to think yourself back, and then you'd appear right on top of the rug. Wee Jamie would soon get the knack. Leo grasped Jamie's hand very firmly, but under they climbed, knocked on top. Then out they both flew with a swoosh and a swish, and landed with quite a kerflop. "It's Granny's and Grandpa's," gasped Jamie, amazed by their magical trip. It felt like descending a super-fast slide that made all his insides go flip. When Granny heard all the commotion, she opened the door straight away. "My goodness," she said when she saw them. She didn't quite know what to say. But Grandpa could see what had happened, the sparkles and swirls he knew well. "I see you've been using that special old rug. That was quite a ride, I can tell." "Oh, Granny and Grandpa," cried Jamie, "my Polar's gone missing tonight. Do you have him? We've got to find him before the day runs out of light." Granny was still flabbergasted. They'd turned up so out of the blue. "Oh, darling," she hugged him, "we haven't. He's not here," said Grandpa. "That's true. But make sure you get along home now. Your parents must think you're in bed."
I'm quite sure your Polar's already asleep. We'll find him tomorrow instead.
So back in the bedroom they landed, but Jamie would not give up yet. Oh, Leo, we just have to find him. He sounded extremely upset.
Then Leo considered their options. That's it, he said, eyes shining bright. We'll ask someone special who sees everything and secretly visits at night.
Okay then, said Leo. Keep calm now. I have an idea. Come, let's hurry. He lifted the rug to help Jamie climb in. Stay close, but there's no need to worry. They didn't hear Poppy now yelping. They whooshed down in such a fast spin, while Jamie was awfully, terribly sad. He squealed and could not stop his grin.
Now this time they landed quite gently on top of a mat made of moss, and through a small window they saw a young girl whose hair looked like pink candy floss. The door stood invitingly open, so in they trod right down the hall. This house was so cute and so tiny, the boys felt unusually tall. Right there on a silky green sofa, a fairy sat stroking her chin. She frowned, staring hard at the phone in her hand, not seeing the boys walk on in. Hello, said Leo, quite meekly, and upward she flew with a fright. The sparkly tiara she had on her head went clink on the chandelier light.
Oh, golly, she cried out, embarrassed. I don't think I heard you boys knock. Excuse us, said Leo. Your door was ajar. We're sorry we gave you a shock. Oh, please, Jamie asked, could you help us to find my bear friend Polar One? I'm scared he's with goblins or monsters. He needs to get home while there's sun. Forget about those scary creatures and giggle. She couldn't resist. They are quite completely fictitious. Believe me, they do not exist. She said, I could normally help you, but now I can't do much at all. My iPhone has gone on the blink. I'm afraid I can't find a thing, big or small.
I'm sure I can fix it by morning and find him on one of my flights. But now that you're here, and before you go home, first show me your nice pearly whites.
They said a goodbye and a thank you and travelled back into their room. Oh, cheer up, said Leo to Jamie on seeing his face full of gloom. It's not over yet. Don't you worry. I could be a bit off the mark, but I think I know who could help us. And Poppy let out a loud bark.
They landed this time in a burrow. A doormat lay on the dirt floor. The entrance was lit by huge candles, and just as they knocked at the door, "Come in!" yelled a voice from behind it.
And so they walked into a den.
Right there on a chair at an old wooden desk, a bunny sat with a large hen. "Hello," said Bunny quite brightly. He wore a white cap with a peak.
To what do I owe this great pleasure? Now Jamie was too stunned to speak. I know that you hop around gardens and pop into houses for fun. I wonder if you've seen a little white bear. He's missing. His name's Polar One. Oh no, said the bunny to Leo. I've been stuck here basketing eggs. I promise to keep an eye open the next time I'm stretching my legs. But goblins might have him, cried Jamie, or monsters who'll eat him for tea. We need to find him before it's too dark. He's scared of the night without me. The bunny's white whiskers were twitching. He couldn't hold back any more. I didn't know children believed in those things.
And he laughed till he fell on the floor.
Again, they returned to their bedroom. And when Jamie started to pout, his brother said, "Hey, I have one more idea, but first I must put Poppy out. We'll have to dress up warm and cosy, 'cause where we are going there's snow." And when they had done so, they heard a loud yowl. The dog did not want them to go. But under the old rug they clambered and landed with quite a big splat. A snowman had stood large and proud by the door. Somehow he'd been squashed pretty flat.
The door frame was laden with holly. A bell hung all golden and bright, so Leah reached high up to ring it. Then out came a man, beard all white.
"Well, hello there, Jamie and Leo.
I'm visiting your place this year. Tell me, what brings you to my house? It's lovely to see you both here." Jamie was wide-eyed and speechless. Leo was bursting with glee. "We've come to ask you to help us. Polar One has gone missing, you see."
"You'd better come in," he beckoned, "and warm yourselves up by the fire." The room smelled of freshly baked shortbread and dazzled with things to admire. "I don't think I've seen him," he told them. He scratched his beard deeply in thought.
By morning my elves will be free to help search for finding things they are well taught.
For Jamie, this was an adventure, but right in his heart sat a stone. He had Polar too, safe and sound by his side, but one was out there, all alone.
"I'm scared he was taken," said Jamie, "by monsters or goblins who steal." "Ho, ho," smiled the old man and hugged him. "Such nightmarish beasts are not real. Don't worry, we'll find him, young Jamie. But now you should both be in bed. It's getting quite late and you'd better go home. We'll search in the morning by sled."
When they got back to the bedroom, the sun was just setting outside. Poor Jamie was sad, and his eyes filled with tears. "I'm too tired to search more," he cried.
"Jamie, I'm sorry," said Leo. "I thought he'd be found before bed." "It's okay," said Jamie. "I know you tried hard. I'm glad you're my brother," he said.
Now Poppy was panting and puffing from leaping and jumping up high. It seemed like she'd spotted a cat up a tree. "She's bonkers," said Leo. "But why?"
Then Jamie looked out through the window. Dark shadows were cast on the ground. "Hey, Leo," said Jamie, "what's Poppy done now? She's swinging the clothesline around." Poor Poppy was gripping on tightly. She must have felt dizzy and dazed. She managed to hold on by paw and by snout, then fell on all fours, quite unfazed.
She shot through the door in a hurry and stopped by the rug on the bed. Excited and eager, she wanted to show
She had Polar One on her head. "Oh, Poppy," yelled Jamie, "good doggy! My Polar, it really is you? So somebody washed you and hung you to dry, and all of this time Poppy knew." Wee Jamie squeezed both Polars tightly, not letting them out of his sight. "I'm so glad that goblins and monsters aren't real. I won't need to worry at night."
Although they'd been gone for 2 hours, the rug didn't go by the clock. They'd only been missing 10 minutes at most. Exhausted, they slept like a rock. When Mum and Dad came in to kiss them, the Polars were both tucked up snug, with Jamie and Leo and Poppy the dog all curled up asleep
On the rug.